Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Georgia Gwinnett College. It's your host for the Grizzly Talk podcast, Kennedy Patterson. Welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. I'm so excited. I can barely talk, you guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Of course, not only streaming on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, but also we are streaming on Pandora. It's been a huge announcement. Yes. You guys made it possible. Of course, now we're streaming on Pandora, and I cannot have been so excited and so happy for you, for all of us here at Grizzly Talk Podcast, and you guys, the Grizzly fans who's been listening to us since day one. You guys have been enjoying it, and I am so stoked, and I'm so proud and so humbled that we're finally on that Pandora. Of course, where you guys can reach us up over at the Pandora account. Of course, you guys can just go to your Pandora, type in Grizzly Talk Podcast. It's going to load up a playlist. You will open that playlist, and you can see the top 7 most recent podcast shows we've done here in the studio. You guys can listen to it, and you can really listen to our top 7. You can really enjoy it on your Pandora. So, so excited that we're streaming on that because, you know, we're finally in the top 4 podcasting streaming services. That's iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and now Pandora, alongside with SoundCloud and Podcast Addict for Android users. So I'm so humbled, and I'm so happy, and I just can't express enough my gratitude, my happiness. Now, let's get on with the fun stuff here on tonight's podcast. Now, by the time you're hearing this is around like the nighttime of Thursday night, getting ready for Friday. So let's get on to it. So we've recently launched, as most of you guys may have not known this about me, I am a shoe designer. I like to design shoes and sell them for our business. Now, they're called Swanky Airs. Of course, you guys can go on our Instagram account right now. It's Swanky Airs, the Grizz Ones. We released it today. And I'm so excited about this project simply because, of course, we designed the shoes, and we're hoping that you guys would pre-order so that way we can gain that profit. Now, we're not just doing this for the profit. We're doing this for giving back for our community. Now, we want to feel kind of philanthropic a little bit here for the network here in Grizzly Talk Podcast, because that's just what we do here at GGC. We like to find ways to not only give back to our community, but to give something to a great cause. So, of course, the idea, after we hit a lot of pre-orders, the idea is to donate 50% of the profits to organizations. One big organization that we're kind of targeting right now is Operation Christmas Child. If you guys don't know about that program, it's a great program to help not only kids who are out there for Christmas time, but we're also helping out the veteran side, veterans from families too. So we're going to donate 50% of the profits to Operation Christmas Child to kind of give back for Christmas this year. As we know, November starts now, and this is something we wanted to do, and hopefully we get after it, and hopefully you guys go ahead and pre-order right now. You guys pre-order over at Grizzly_Talk. It's Grizzly_Talk. We'll have the link in our bio. Just click that link. Pre-order your shoes now. You get your pair of shoes. These shoes are made from Italy. My good partners over there in Italy, and we've came into agreement to donate that 50% to Operation Christmas Child. So again, Operation Christmas Child. That's just something we wanted to do. True story about this, and you know, I do property management too, and you know, we're doing an event for Operation Christmas Child. So that's kind of why we wanted to do that for sure, because you know, they'll be here with our property management, and we're managing their stays with us here in Atlanta, and they're doing some good stuff over there. So moving on to the next news announcements. Now, I did see this, y'all, and I want to give them a shout out because they not only liked one of our posts, but they really start a new foundation for you guys, is the Georgia Gwinnett Volleyball. Yes, Georgia Gwinnett Volleyball Again, it's amazing. Georgia Gwinnett Volleyball is a sports team for GGC. They're starting this, I want to say RSO up, and I'm so happy about this because, I like these sports teams that are not really at a collegiate level, but they're really wanting to kind of expand out, and they're doing their thing. So again, they're getting ready for it. Of course, they got so many great things for GGC Volleyball. You can follow them right now. It's GGC underscore volleyball. Again, that's GGC underscore volleyball. It's a sports team, and just by reading their three captions there, I think this is their slogan: motivation, dedication, and determination. So excited for that. I'm so stoked for that, and I want to see the growth of this, and I would love to get them on the podcast very, very soon. So, of course, GGC Volleyball, if you want to be on this podcast, please send me an email. I would love to get you guys on this podcast simply because I like it that these newer RSOs are stepping up and they're doing this GGC Volleyball. They got about 2 posts right now, but they got a lot of people doing it out, and then they had the first day of tryouts. It was October 21st is when they had their tryouts, and now about 4 hours ago, it'll be kind of too late by then, but about 4 hours ago they had a little video for practice. So again, another great RSO that is expanded out. So again, that's GGC underscore volleyball. Yes, indeed. Moving on to news announcements here. Of course, the Arab American Student Association, the double ASA, they have their Culture Night Friday, November 22nd at 6 p.m. in the Elvis Center. You guys, please come on out to Culture Night again. Again, I like it when RSOs, they really come out and they really expand their culture. This kind of reminds me of when we did a podcast with International Student Association. We talked about the culture for their RSO. So it's the Arab American Student Association. Check them out because they're doing their thing out there for sure, and I can't wait to see more from them to come. Of course, you've got the art submissions for GGC. Get involved. Of course, the sculptures, paintings, and photography. You can email them today to get your work submitted for the SISC art submissions. Again, showing your art. Again, that's what it's about, showing your art and doing your thing out there for sure. I cannot wait to see the more news announcements for them, of course, with the form of art. More news announcements here from the GGC Financial Aid. Of course, the GGC Admissions and Financial Aid was at Archer High School today to kind of help promote GGC, but kind of give them the steps of high school students who possibly are thinking about going to Georgia Gwinnett College. And you had I think 3 lovely ladies. I know Aaliyah. I know her because she was an RA for GGC Res Life, and now she, of course, graduated from GGC and she works with the school now. So again, kudos to them for sure. Of course, that's admissions and financial aid. They're doing their thing out there. Yes. So the GGC Starbucks, of course, they have some new arrivals for some new, I want to say new thermos cups. Of course, you guys can purchase these at the Starbucks. It's getting cold, so it's really good that you guys purchase one of these for your hot chocolate, your hot coffee, as we get warmed up here from the winter. Of course, it's November. We're starting to feel the likes of feeling a little bit cold, and then next month will be December, and then it'll be January and February, the winter time. So again, there's new arrivals there at the GGC Starbucks. Is just going to be really, really amazing. Of course, GGC Dining, as they get ready for Christmas, is get a free reusable cup when you purchase a Grande holiday beverage. Hurry, the offer ends at 4 p.m. Of course, I know it's probably going to be a little bit too late about this, but I'm sure they're going to do something more like this coming up very soon. I cannot wait to see the growth of that because they're doing it out there really big for that, and I'm stoked. I'm so stoked about that because it's hot chocolate, it's hot cocoa. You don't want to miss out on that because it's getting cold, and we all need to stay warmed up for you on that aspect. So, if you guys haven't seen it yet, of course, this is the new sort of film that we did not only in our studio, Swanky Studios, but also for Grizzly Talk Podcast. We did the retro fashion show video. Of course, it's called Stay in Retro. Again, you guys can go out there and see it, of course. I just want to give a special shout out and kudos to the Student Fashion Association, y'all. Yes. It's the Student Fashion Association. They did their retro show, and they really did a awesome job setting up for the show, and then they had a lot of great models. So if you guys want to relive that moment, please go to our Instagram at grizzly_talk. You guys can see the outlets for that. You guys can see the video. It's called Staying Retro, and I'm so stoked and so humble and so happy that they allowed me to film not only at the show, but to really bring out their content. And it's really, really amazing to see the growth of that RSO, and I can't wait to see more things for them to come later on in the spring. But that show, y'all, that show was amazing. I was there to witness it. I was there to film it, and they seemed like they had a really rocking good time. So, I'm so happy about that. Really, really happy about that for sure. But yeah, they're really doing their thing up there for sure, and they had all types of performers. You had my good friend Flynn and his friend, I want to believe it was Bo. They performed, and then you had another performer. He had a guitar. He was singing his thing up there, and then you had another student that was doing a little bit of poetry. So that's just really cool and really amazing to see that they're doing that for sure. Now we move on to GGC Res Life Fashion Show. Of course, we will be there to film not only their show. Of course, we're going to be kind of doing that same kind of style for GGC Res Life, but I cannot wait to see what they do for their fashion show. Now, I'll be sure to try to get a quick podcast in for them. I know they have some scheduled dates for Monday and Wednesday for me to come in, so we just got to work those days out. But of course, we cannot wait to see the GGC Res Life Fashion Show. I really cannot wait for that show because simply I've been to that show twice before, and I can't wait to see what goes on with them, and let's see the success and see what surprises that they have for that for sure. So I just cannot wait for that for sure. So that's going to wrap it up here on the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. Please, if you want to be on this podcast, I'm talking to every department, every RSO, every sports team, every film club, even though there's probably just one film club, but every department, every program here at GGC, if you want to be part of the Grizzly Talk Podcast, to have your voice be heard not only on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, but also streaming on Pandora, please let us know. Contact us at grizzly_talk, or you can send me a personal email at kpatterson2 at ggc.edu for sure, to let your voice be heard, because we want your voice to be heard for our podcast show. Indeed, because, true story for you guys, a little tidbit for you guys. A professor actually reached out to us, and we'll be helping her and her students to do a podcasting. She let me know that, when they do this podcasting for a project, this is for their capstone. Capstone is huge. It's a huge opportunity for us to kind of get into that field, but we're helping students within their capstone. So again, this is huge. It's good. It's huge. All I can say is huge, and I'm so proud and happy and thankful from that professor that contact us for sure. So please contact us if you want to be on that podcast, the next podcast, or if you want to be the next GTP Spotlight, let us know for sure. So that'll do it. They'll do it for the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. See you guys in the next podcast.